Okay, so we will start with addition of decimals. Okay, addition of decimals. So it's straightforward, right? How we normally add, if it is 6 plus 4, you will just add 6 and 4 and you will write 10. There's no complexity. So decimals also you add just like that. Okay. So in decimals, like only thing is like when you add a normal number 432 plus 513, you add the ones together, then you add the 10, then you add the hundreds, like that you go, right? From right to left. That's how you normally add the decimal, the normal number, right? Integers. So here, decimal also just like that. So in this whole number called 6.12, which is the most valuable number? Which is the highest number in 6.12, 612? Which is the highest number in this? 6. Because the 6th position is ones. Which is the least value?
2.
It is 2. Because the right side one is 1 by 100, you see. If there is one number after that, it is 1 by 1000. That is further small. Okay, so the value is, the right side is the least value, left side is the highest value. So normally you start from the least value. That's how you normally do. So this is straightforward. 5 plus 2 you will add, so you will get 7. 3 plus 1 you will add, then you will get 4. And then 6 plus 4 you add, you get 10. Right? This is straightforward. There is no complexity in this. Is it not? Right? Okay. So now the thing is, what happens when you add like this 7 plus 6, you add. So now there is a thing, right? 7 plus 6 is 13. Right? So 13 you cannot write here. There is only one position to write. So what do you do? So let us get into the concept. What is 7? 7 is actually 7 by 10. Nah? You remember last class we studied? 7 is 7 by 10. You can unmute. All of you can unmute. Keep your this thing unmuted so that I get a response. Right? 7 is 7 by 10. 6 is 6 by 10. Right? Is it clear?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So this becomes 13 by 10. Right? So what is the value of 13 by 10? 13 by 10. What's the value?
1 and 3 by 10.
1 and 3 by 10. Okay, if you write it in decimal?
1.3.
1.3. Is that something which you, Mukund, Achu, all of you know? 13
Yes.
by 10 is 1.3?
Yes.
Yes, because as he says, 13 by 10 is 1 and 3 by 10, right? And 3 by 10 is 0.3. In the last class, we did all those things. Is it not? So this is 1.3, right? So now what you do? We have only one slot to write. So you write only this 0.3 because this 1 is, you see the position of 1 is not after the decimal. It is not in this position. This 1 is ones. This 3 is 1 by 10s. So this 1 belongs to where? 1 belongs to 5 and 2.
So we have to add 1.
Exactly. So this 1 belongs to 5 and 2 because this is coming to here. This 7, 6 and everything are by 10. 3 is by 10. 3 is 3 by 10. But this 1 is not 1 by 1 is 1. Position is ones. So it belongs to this. So you add 1 plus 5 plus 2, 8. Right? Just like how you add normal integers. You just shift that carry, you carry forward. Is it not? Okay. So it's a very straightforward, nothing complex. Only thing now, one more thing. So what is this 8 plus 6? 8 is 8 by 100. 6 is 6 by 100. So what is 8 by 100 plus 6 by 100 value?
4.
14 by 100.
It is 14 by 100. Nah? 8 by 100 plus 6 by 100 is 14 by 100. 8 mango plus 6 mango. 14 by 100. So what is the value of 14 by 100?
1.4.
Are you sure?
Is it like, no, wait. Because there's 2 but in the before question, there was also 2 zeros. Isn't
Before
it
question, there was only 1 0, madam. In
was
this
it
question,
was it like by 10?
It was by 10. This is 2 zeros. So what do you
So
do?
it's gonna be 1.04. No? 0.14.
It's 1000.
See what happens. You remember this. You are dividing 14 into 100 pieces. You are dividing 14 into 100 pieces. What will be the size of each piece? If you divide 14 into 10 pieces, what will be the size of each piece? 14 by 10.
1.4. 1.4.
1.4. So if you divide by 100 means one more 10. So that decimal will shift. So it will become 0.14. Right?
Please repeat it.
See, what is 1 by 10? What is the value of 1 by 10? Remember this?
Yes.
What was, see, between 97 and 98, there is only 1. That 1 you are dividing into 10 pieces. What was each piece?
0.1.
0.1, right? 1 by 10 is 0.1. So after 97, 97.1, 97.2, 97.3, because you are dividing 97 to 98, that 1 into 10 pieces. So each piece is 1 by 10 or 0.1. Right? Then what we did? We divided 97.5 and 97.6 into again 10 pieces. So now you see what are you doing? This is 1. In this 1 point you are dividing into 10 pieces. This also into 10. This also into 10 pieces. So totally between 97 and 98, you are dividing into 100 pieces, right? 97 to 97.1, 10 pieces. 97.1 to 97.2, 10 pieces. Like that, from 97 to 98, that 1 you are dividing into 100 pieces. So each of this piece is 0.01.
Okay, now I get it.
Remember, so what did we understand? So what is this each piece? This is 97.51, 0.52, 0.53, 0.54. So this 1 is what? 1 is 0.01. This 2 is 0.02, but this 5 is 0.5, just after point. Right? So this concept has to be clear. So we asked you, like I explained this to you with the value of each of the positions. Remember?
Yes.
And then we wrote this. You remember?
Yes.
25.7 is 2 into 10 plus 5 into 1 plus 7 into 1 by 10. That is 0.7. Right? 20 plus 5 plus 0.7. Then we did this. What was 6 into 1 by 100? What was the value of 6 into 1 by 100?
0.06.
0.06 into 1 by 100 is 0.06. So this 6 is 0.06. This is 6 by 100. Remember the other day, you only told all those. So what is this 3? 3 into 1 by 1000?
3 zeros.
No,
2
3
zero.
0. After decimal, 3 digits. So 1000 is 3 0. 3 0 means after decimal 3 digits. So you have to add only 2 0 to make it.
Yes.
So division by 1000 means 3 zeros you move. You remember these things and all we did? Okay. So now after that is where we are coming here. So that is why I'm saying extremely important to go home and do the problems. Otherwise, you will miss it. In the class, you will listen to it like a story. You will think everything looks very simple. But after 1 week, somebody asks you, you will think 0 or 1. 0 is mother of 1 or 1 is cousin of 0. You will be totally confused. So now you tell me, what is the value of 14 by 100? Achu, what is the value of 14 by 100?
0.14.
0.14. Yeah. 0.14. Okay. 0.14 because you shift 2 sides. So again, you see 4 is in the 1 by 100th position. 8 is in 1 by 100th position. 6 is in 1 by 100th position. 4 is in 1 by 100th position. Thus this 1 is not in 1 by 100th position. What is the position of 1? What is the value of 1?
1 by 10.
1 by 10. So that belongs to 5 and 2. right? So we have to add this 1 to 5 and 2. Just like how we do normal integer. So 1 plus 5, 6 plus 2, 8. You get, then this is 3 plus 4, 7 now.
Mm,
Okay,
okay.
right. So now you see one more problem, very simple, nothing. 6 by 100 plus 4 by 100. So you get it as 10 by 100. What is the value of 10 by 100?
0.10.
0.10, right? That is 0.1. Okay, so that's 0.1. So you again put 0 here, and this 1 goes here.
Here,
You have to add this 1 by
9
10.
plus 6. 9 plus 6.
9 plus 5, 9 by 10 plus 5 by 10 plus 1 by 10. So you get what? 15 by 10. So it is 1.5. And
Okay.
again, only this 0.5 belongs to this. So you write 0.5. This 1
And this one will be
then next to this 3 and
1.
7. Yeah. So you get like this. Okay.
11.
Right.
Yeah.
Do this problem.
27.
3. So 7 plus 3, 10. So you get 0. So 1 you carry. 1 plus 5, 6 plus 1, 7. And then 9 plus 8, 17. 2, right? 1 plus 1, 2. So 27.7. Right?
3. Yes.
So 27.7. That after that there is no decimal. Okay. 27.70. So
Yes.
0 if you don't write also there is no problem because 0 in 1 by 100 is 0 anyway. So it doesn't have any value. Yeah. Okay. Right. It's a bit more tougher. How did you do it? Explain.
I add 9 plus 1, 10.
How did you add 9 plus 1? You can't add 9 plus 1
Yes.
because 9 is in what position? 9, this 9 is in 1 by 1000 position. This 1 is in 1 by 10,000 position, right?
Now I
So,
get it.
so in the
9
principle of
plus 9. Yeah. Now I get it.
so the principle is when you put it, you should put the correct positions below 1 like that. So when you write the problem like this, you should write like 100.009 plus. So you see, Shivamukund, you can't write here. You have to write 1 here and then point, then 0991. You see now, Shivamukund? Can you
Yes.
see? You see, so this 1, above 1, there is nothing. You can assume there's a 0. So 1 is 1 only. Then, like that, you have to add.
Yes. 9 plus 8.
So it is 9 plus 9. So this writing is very important. How do you write? Everything you should write in the correct position. Otherwise, you will make an error.
Yeah. 110.1081.
That's correct.
I do it in mind. That's why you don't know.
You want to do things in mind, so you make mistakes. Yeah. This is your homework. Write it 0.019 plus 50.39. So now, like subtraction. Okay. So subtraction is again, you see, simple subtraction is very similar.
You
Yes.
mean 7 minus 5.
Yeah, 7 minus 5 is 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. 8 minus 5 is 3.
3.1.
Very simple. Okay. So now the
Yes.
problem will come when you can't do 7 minus 9. Right?
Yes.
So what is it? Then you will write the concept. But this is 7 by 10 minus 9 by 10. Right? So you can't reduce 9 by 10 from 7 by 10 because 9 by 10 is bigger than 7 by 10. So what you will do? You will borrow one next position number from nearby. So next to 7 is 5. So from this 5 you will borrow 1. So what will become the value of 7 by 10?
1.7.
1.7. Brilliant. So this will become 17 by 10 or 1.7. Right? So this becomes 17 by 10 minus 9 by 10. So, but then what happened? This 5, say you have taken 1. So what will become happen to 5?
4. That
5
means
5 will become 4. Just like how you do subtraction. So this will become 8 by 10 or 0.8. Now you know you will write 0.8. This is straight like 4 minus 1. Right? Just like simple subtraction, you borrow 1 from the other side. Okay.
how
Okay.
this came 0. That is
8 by 10 is 0.8. 0.8 and 0.8 is same. 0.8 is 0.8. 0 doesn't have any value here now.
okay.
So now you see another one, 6 minus 9. So what we will do? Same thing we will do. 6 by 100 minus 9 by 100. You cannot do that because 9 is bigger than 6. What you will do? We will borrow 1 from this 3. So what will happen to this? What will be the value of this if you borrow 1 from here?
3. No. 7.
7. Are you sure?
No.
What will happen if you borrow 1 from here? To this one?
What is the question?
See, this is 6 by 100 minus 9 by 100, right? The value of this position is 6 by 100. This is 9 by 100. Agree? So now you can't do 6 by 100 minus 9 by 100 because 9 is bigger than 6. So what you will do? You want to borrow this from this 3, you will borrow 1. But this 3's position is 1 by 10. So if you borrow 1 to this, what will happen to the 6 by 100? What will be its value then?
6.1.
It will become 16 by 100, right? Because this is 3, 6. 3 is what? 3 is 0.3. 3 is 0.3. So this is 1 by 10th position. So you are taking 1 from here. So this 6, this is next to it, it will come. Na? So
Yes.
now 6 by 100 will become 16 by 100. What is the value of 16 by 100? 1.6. Before this was 0.6. So that 1 will come from here. Right? So now this will become 2 because you have taken 1 from there.
We can
So
do
16 by 100 and by 100 become 0.7. So 0.7 you will write.
it. 1.2.
Yeah, no, now it is 0.2 by 2 minus 5. Again 2 by 10 minus 5 by 10. You can't do 5 is bigger than 2. So you borrow 1 from next.
So,
So
1
this,
by
so this become 12 by 10 minus 5 by 10. Right? And so this will become 3. So 3 by 3 becomes 0. Yeah. So what you do, you don't have to write these steps all the time. This is written for you to understand the concept. So what you do, if you don't have, take 1 from here and consider this is 16. Just like how you do subtraction normally. So 6 minus 9 you can't do. Assume you are borrowing 1 from here, this becomes 16. 16 minus 9, 7. But you reduce this from 3 to 2. Then you do 2 minus 5, you can't do. So borrow 1 from here, 12 minus 5 you do. So 1 you reduce from here. Just like how you do normal subtraction. Do this.
I also got 5.09.
5.09.
yes.
You see, so 9, 8 minus 9, so it becomes 9. You borrow 1 from here, so 4 become 4.0, 5.09. Yes, okay, correct, good. All of you got it, nice. So these are your homeworks. Go home and do.
I got 0.062.
0.062. Let me see. 9 minus 7 is always 2. 1 minus 4, 11 minus 4. 0.072.
1.7. 1.72.
0.172 you may have got.
Yes. 0.172. 89.
Yeah. 0.49. So you write like 100.00 minus 89.49. So go home and do it. Okay. So now you see we are learning another simple technique. So see 153.25. If you want to write it as fraction, right? This is a decimal. So you know how can we write it as fraction?
153 and 25 over 100 or 153 and 1 by 4.
153 and 1 by 4. Okay, right. Proper fraction if you want to write.
You do.
Then
One.
multiply 53 by 4 and add 1.
Yeah. A very simple way is to write it as divided by 100, you see. Because if you divide something with 100, two decimals are moved, right?
Yes.
You understand? If you divide something with 100, two decimals will be moved. So if you divide 153.25 by 100, what are you doing? It moves by two decimals. This you will get this, right? So in another way, what are you doing? You are multiplying numerator and denominator with 100. Numerator, if you multiply with 100, what will happen? These decimals will go. Each 100 multiply, each 0, it will move. So when you divide with 100, see this value is this. You understand this?
Yeah.
See, 0.1 is 1 by 10, right? So 0.1 into 10 is 1. Right? 1 by 10 into 10 is 1. So 0.1 into 10 is 1. 1 by 100 is 0.01. So 0.01 into 100 is 1. So when you multiply with tens, what will happen? The number of zeros, this decimal will shift. So if you divide, it will shift to the left. If you multiply, it will shift to the right. That is the concept. You need to see now how do we write this as a fraction? Tell me.
We will avoid the 0.
You can't remove the 0 like that. See, 105, you can remove the 0 and tell 15. If you have to give 105 rupees to somebody, you tell that I am giving you 15 rupees because that 0 doesn't have value. Will they agree? So 0 in between has value. Okay, 0 in the last and first doesn't have value. Okay, right.
61.
No, 0 at the last also. Oh, yeah, will have a
Last
value.
of decimal. Last of decimal doesn't have value. In the integer, it has value. Like
Yes.
10,000. You can tell that, okay, 10,000 rupees I borrowed from you. I am giving you 1 because zeros don't have value. You can tell that. In decimal, after that, and you don't have value. Okay. See, how do we write this? You divide this by, see, how many points are there after decimal? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, by 4 zeros, you divide. Understand?
Yes.
So, this, if you
Zero.
divide, what will happen? Even you divide like this one, you have 4 zeros, you'll tell 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 point. You shift points. That's what we learned before, right? The other day, right? 32 is 32 by 100.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Okay. So what is 5.8 into 10? How can you write 5.8 as fraction?
5 by.
Is it 58 by 10?
It is 58 by 10. That's what we just learned now, right? If you divide something with 10, one decimal gets shifted. That's what we learned, right? So 5.8 is 58 by 10. 58 by 10 into 10. The 10 will cancel, na? In the numerator and denominator. So you
Yes.
will get 58. So 5.8 into 10 is 58. 10 into 0.1 is 1. So when you multiply with tens, what will happen? This decimal will shift equal to the number of zeros. It will shift from left to right. See, this decimal point was here. Now it is shifted.
What about 100?
100, 5.8 into 100. What will happen? It is 58 into 10, right? With 110, you got 58. One more 10. In 100, one more 10 is there. 58 into 10 is what?
580.
580, right? So you add one more 0. Right? That is the next one. You asked me, I put 5.8 into 100 is 580. What do you do? You move two decimals. One decimal is gone with 1 0. Next, you substitute with 1 0. 0.08 into 4 zeros, 10,000. What will happen? With 110, 1 0, this will shift to become 0.8. With next 0, this will become 8. Then 2 more zeros, it will become 800. So when you multiply with tens, the decimal will shift towards right And then remaining zeros, you will just add the zeros. When you divide with tens, the decimal will shift to the left. That is the concept. Okay? Now do this. See, what is 10 into 0.1?
1.
Why it is? Because 2 into 0.1 is 0.2. 3 into 0.1, 0.3. 8 into 0.1, 0.8. 10 into 0.1, 1. Right? What is 10 into 0.2?
2.
2. Because 2 into 0.2 is 0.4. 3 into 0.2 is 0.6. 5 into 0.2 is 1. 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 5 it becomes 1. 6 into 0.2, 1.2. 7 into 0.2, 1.4. 9 into 0.2, 1.8. 10 into 0.2, you get 2. Right? What is 10 into 0.3?
It's like multiplication table.
It's a multiplication table. So 10 into 0.3 is what?
30. I mean 3.
It's 3, right? So what
Hmm.
happened? This is 0.3. So this 0.3 will become full 3 when you multiply with 10.
So it will be
So this decimal will shift to this side because this was 0.3. When you multiply with 2, this will become 3. So this will go 2583.2. So the decimal will shift to one side. So let us assume you are multiplying 1.5 into 10. What will happen? 1.5 into 2 is 3. Right? 2 1.5 is 3. 3 into 1.5 is 4.5. 4 into 1.5 is 6. 8 into 1.5, 12. 9 into 1.5, 13.5. 10 into 1.5, 15. Because 10 into 0.5 is 5. So that 1.5 of 0.5 will become 5. So that decimal will shift one side. So when you multiply with 10, there is 1 0. This decimal will shift to the right by one side. When decimal shifts, what happened? This value increases. Right? Here this was 258. Now it will become 2583.2. Before this 2 was in hundreds. When you multiply with 10, 2 will become thousands. 5 was 50s, tens. When you multiply with 10, this will become 100. 8, the position was ones. When you multiply with 10, this will become tens. This position was 1 by 10. When you multiply with 10, it will become 1. So this will become 2583.2.
258 by 258.
2583.2. Because this decimal will shift by one side.
So 1 will be is the actual value. 22.
Now actual value is 2583.2.
So the 3 will turn into 1.
0.3 becomes 3.
3. Real 3.
Real 3. So this decimal will shift to here between 3 and 2.
So it will be 100. So it will be 25832.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right? Now you do this 15.23 into 10,000. Write it in chat. Correct. Shivamukund, now you got it. Right? Because if you multiply with 10, this will become 152.3. If you multiply with 100, it becomes 1523. Then 2 more zeros are there, you just add those zeros. So this is your homework. No, it's not 320. Shivamukund. It's not 320, okay? 1 0. So this will shift to this one, it will become 0.032. 1 more 0, it will become 0.32. 1 more 0, it will become 3.2. Answer is 3.2. It's not 320. Left. Because if you divide, what will happen? The value will reduce. Now. So decimal, if you go to left, the value will reduce. Now the decimal, when it goes to right, value will increase. Now very simple problem. 1.5 into 5. How to do? Multiplication, right? So the simple method is you write 1.5 as fraction. Instead of doing it as decimal, convert it into fraction. When you write as fraction, what happens? 15 by 10 it becomes, na? So 15 by 10 into 5, you know. Fraction multiplication, we have learned. You multiply 5 with the numerator 15. So this becomes 75 by 10. 75 by 10 is 7.5. Yeah.
Can I ask a doubt?
Yeah.
Like if I put like 1.5 and then times and then 5 in the below and then just do that, I get the same answer.
You
So
will get the same answer. Only thing is, when the number becomes complex, it could become a bit tough. You can do it that way also, but then you have to carry,
What
you have to
about,
have a carry and all those things. So you can do that. There's nothing wrong.
so what about 10.5?
Yeah, so we do one more thing. 1.5 into 0.5. 1.5 into 0.5. So if you look at it here, what happened? 1.5 into 5, we actually multiplied 15 into 5. 15 into 5 is 75. And then what we did, there is one decimal here before. So that we applied one decimal. Here now let us again do 1.5 into 0.5. So what will happen? 1.5 you can write as 15 by 10. 0.5 you can write as 5 by 10. So this becomes 15 into 5, 75 by 100. Right? 75 by 100 is 0.75. See what is the difference between this and this? So look at this now. We can do this without doing this exercise. How it is? You can straight away multiply 15 into 5 as if these decimals were not there. 1.5 into 0.5, you can straight away multiply 15 into 5. You get 75. And then you see how many numbers are there after the decimal. Here there is 1 after the decimal. Here there is 1 after the decimal. There's 2 after the decimal. You put that here. 2 decimals. Here you see there is only 1 number after the decimal. So you put 1 after the decimal. Right? So now you see 0.15 into 0.005. How we do? We don't have, we can do like this, like 15 by 100 and 5 is 5 by 1000. So this becomes 75 by, you see 5 zeros. So 75 by 5 zero, you see 0.00075. 5 decimals. But then you see, we don't have to actually do like that. You can straight away multiply 15 into 5, which is 75. Then count the numbers after the decimal. After the decimal, 1, 2, 3. Here 1, 2. So totally 5 numbers after the decimal. So you apply that. In the 75, you make 5 decimal. 1, 2, then 3 zeros put it. So this becomes 0.00075. Get it? So when you multiply two fractions, you can multiply as if the decimal is not there. And after multiplication, you can put those, count the decimals and put it. Do this now. So 25 into 12 you can do. 25 into 12 is 300. Okay. Now you write the answer. How many decimals are there here? After the decimal, how many numbers are?
3.00.
3.00 or 3. Because there is 1 after decimal, 1 after the decimal. See,
You mean
but
2
that,
into 1 into 5 into 10 equal to 0.
that's also 3. You can do that way also. See, 2 you know. 2.5 into 1.2. So 1.2, 1 into 2.5 is 2.5. 0.2 into 2.5, if you take, you know it will become 0.5. So that way also you can do. You can do whichever way you want. Okay. So now you do this. 0.25 into 12.
but like the before one was like there was a decimal point, so I could like do both of them had like.
Yeah, but how did you do it? 2.5 into 1.2, how did you do it?
0.21, 2.1.
I tried to do it in like the way I told you, like the multiplication way.
Yeah, so that's why I'm telling. So that is tough. So don't do that way. What you do is you multiply 25 into 12. 25 into 12 is 300. Right? 25 into 12 is 300. Now you see how many points are there after the decimals. Here there is 1 point after the decimal. Here also there is 1 point after the decimal. Right? So
Yeah.
300 is the answer you get. So 300, you put 2 points after the decimals. It becomes 3.00 or 3. Now here you see, this is also 25 into 12, which is 300. But here how many points are there after the decimal?
2.
This is also 2. Here 2, this is 0. That's also 3.00 then. So best method is multiply as if there is no decimal. Okay, Chu. The other method you see, when the number become complex, I told you you will struggle. So if we give you 1.69 into 3.23, you struggle. So best method is multiply as if there is no decimal. So you multiply 1 into 25. You get an answer. And then count how many decimals are there. After the decimal, how many numbers are there. That you mark it.
Is it 0.00025?
So you got 25. So after, so you see now count the decimals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So 0.3 zeros, then 25 as you said. Why it is? Because there are 5 points after the decimal. So isn't it the simple method? So we are entering the last part of this course. Here, you see now you want to divide 7.5 by 0.5. You want to divide. Okay. So now, same method, just like how we do multiplication. What is the method? Where is a small reversal? There's a small reversal. What we do? 7.5 is what?
Do you mean the
Yeah, first listen. See, 7.5 divided by 0.5. That is what we are doing. 7.5 divided by 0.5. We have learned in fraction that we can multiply the numerator and denominator with same number, the value doesn't change. Is it not? We have learned numerator and denominator. So what we want to do in multiplication, what we did, we considered both as decimals. So that's considered both as normal numbers, integers. Although it was decimal multiplication, we did integer multiplication. Then we added the decimal, right? So here also we want to consider them as integers. How is it possible? We want to remove these decimals. How is it possible? 7.5, if you want to remove the decimal, you want to if you multiply 7.5 into 10, you know it is 75. But then you can't multiply only 7.5, 0.5 also to multiply because it is 7.5 by 0.5. Numerator and denominator both you to multiply. So 7.5 into 10 divided by 0.5 into 10. So what this will become? This will become 75 by 5. You multiply both denominator and numerator by 10. This becomes 75 by 5. 75 by 5, you know, it is 50. You understand? So while decimal doing it is a bit difficult, so you convert them as integers and then do it. Okay? So one more problem. You see, 0.75 divided by 0.005. Now you want to convert them as integers. So with what you have to multiply?
100.
100. So this will become 75. And denominator, if you multiply with 100, what will happen? See, what did we learn here? You see, 5.8 into 100. What did we do? It shifted. Decimal got shifted. One decimal became, multiply with 10, it became 58. One more 0, it became 580. Right? 0.08 into 10,000. What was the answer you got? See, 10. If you multiply 0.08 with 10, this will become 0.8. This decimal will get shifted once. Multiply with 100, this will become 8. One more 0, one more 0, one more 0. You got it 800. Remember, this is just now we did. So when you multiply with tens, the decimal will shift. When you multiply 0.005 with 100, this will shift by 2 decimals. This will become 0.5. You agree? So the 75 will become 75, but this is still decimal. This will become 0.5. So if you want to make this as an integer, with what you have to multiply this one?
1000.
1000, right? So that means then denominator also, numerator also, both you have to multiply with 1000. So you have to multiply 7.75, you have to multiply with 1000. 0.005 also you have to multiply with 1000. Okay. Then what will happen? 0.005 if you multiply with 1000, what will happen? 1000 is 30, 1, 2, 3, this will become 5. 0.75 if you multiply with 1000, what will happen? This will become 750. Because 1 0, it will become 7.5. 2 0, it will become 75. Third 0, it will become 750. So this becomes then 750 by 5, which is 150. Whenever you want to divide two numbers, you remove the decimals. How to remove the decimal? Multiply numerator and denominator. Now you take this 5 divided by 0.005. So you want to remove this decimals. 5 means there is no decimal point. But this 0.005 is a decimal. So with what you have to multiply here, numerator and denominator, to make this 0.005 a number, integer?
1000, I think.
With 1000, because there are 3 decimal points, right? So if
Yes.
you multiply 5 with 1000, it will become 5000. If you multiply 0.005 with 1000, it will become 5, because this 3 decimal point will get shifted. 5000 by 5 is 1000. So this is a bit difficult to do, but this is easy to do, right? So if you remove the decimals, it becomes easy to do. So multiply both numerator and denominator with such a number with tens in a way that both become integers. You will get it 2.5 divided by 0.05. Actually, technique in both multiplication and division are the same. You are trying to do integer division and integer multiplication. Right? You are trying to make them as integers.
I got like 2.5 times 100 divided by 0.05 times 100,
Okay.
which is going to be 250 times 5 divided
250
by
by
5.
5. 250 divided by 5.
Divided by
Which is
5, which is going to be
Which
50.
is 50. Right? So you get it? See, we want to change this both into integers. So 2.5 actually, if you multiply with 10 itself, it will become 25. But then 0.05 is 2 decimals. You have to multiply with 100. So both numerator and denominator you multiply with 100. So if you multiply 2.5 with 100, it will become 250. If you multiply 0.05 with 100, it will become 5. So this will become 250 by 5. 250 by 5 is 50. Okay? Now do this. So just see the numerator and denominator and see which is the largest number, tens, with which if you multiply, it will become an integer. With that, you multiply both numerator and denominator. So Moksha also got it right, the previous one. Problem, by looking at the problem, you will get the answer. Anyway, don't worry, you do it in the normal method which we have done. So you see where there are more decimals. Here there are 3 points after the decimal. Here there are only 2 points. So 3 is the higher one. So you multiply with 1000. So that this will become 25. This will become 250. So this is your homework. This is also your homework. So with that, my officially class is over. I'll give 3 problems. You can take it, and if you're interested, you can do it home.